Hi, my name is Kumari Sky, and I am here today to give you a tutorial about the yin pose called square. So first things first, this pose is a really deep opening for the hips. We're really externally rotating. So it's a nice alternative way you could do the swan pose or the reclined swan twist or the 90-90. So just like a different way you can get at the hips. But the main thing I want you to know for sure is that most people are really going to benefit from sitting up on a blanket or two. Okay, so for our purposes today, I'm just going to sit on a blanket. Now, I've talked about this in my past videos, but the whole purpose of sitting on this blanket is to slide off of it a little bit. So see how my pelvis tilted forward? So here I am just up on it. It's not really doing much for me. But once I start to slide my haunches off of it, then I'm tilting forward already, and gravity is able to take me from there. So be sure you're using a blanket or two. If you're someone that has really tight hips and lower back, 2 blankets might even serve you better. Okay, so try it out for yourself. So without any props, this is the pose. We are sitting in a crossed leg position where the legs are kind of away from the center of the body. So a lot of people will want to come in and bring their feet right to their body, like just your normal cross leg sitting position. For square pose, we want to bring the legs away from the body. So my right leg is in front, so I'm just going to show you without any props. I'm going to start to creep forward. I'm going to feel the intended edge in the right hip and maybe a little bit of the right thigh. Okay. So this one definitely can aggravate sciatica. If you have sciatica or someone you're sharing in yoga with has sciatica, make sure that their hips are elevated so much that they're over the knees. So if I had sciatica, I'd want to put 1, 2, probably 2 or 3 blankets on there. Another thing we need to watch out with in square pose is pain in the knees. A lot of people have pain in their knees. So a way we can support that is by using blocks. Okay, and you can check that out for yourself or for anyone you're teaching. Now, if someone has a issue with their spine where they should not be rounding their back, make sure that you come forward with a flat back. So some nice ways to deepen the pose would be to walk your legs even more away from you and come forward. Okay. You can also bring your legs a little closer together to see if it would deepen the pose. You can also do what's known as fire log with this one. You can bring the leg up. See how my ankle is supported by my leg? This should only be done with someone that has really pretty flexible hips. If you're cueing fire log and you see someone's leg up like this, no, don't do that. They're not ready for fire log yet. Okay, so the knee should be about equal to the hip, and you'll definitely feel it a lot more. Okay, so ways of practicing, we could use the blocks here, We could use a bolster to come forward. Okay. You could also use one block to come down a little farther. Maybe some people would come down to the forehead. So it just depends on how open your hips are. Of course, we're going to do both sides. So this one is also a really nice place to do wrist and arm stuff. So one thing we like to do is turn the hands this way, or maybe this way. You can also do some side bends in this one. Okay, so there's lots of things you can do while you're in the square pose. The main thing to watch out for is knee pain, and especially this forward fold can really intensify back and hip stress. So just go really slow. Know that there's other poses that can be done if this isn't accessible for you or someone that you're sharing yin yoga with. Some counter poses. Windshield wipers are probably my favorite counter pose after the square. You can also just do shaking the legs out, or even some of these little upward tabletop kind of things. Whatever you feel is best for your body. And the meridians affected are the livers and the kidneys, because we're kind of targeting the groin area more as a secondary place. But especially the gallbladder meridian, which runs on the outside of the legs, is affected by this pose. And also the urinary bladder coming forward. The hold time with this one is 3 to 5 minutes each side. So you're going to do it with your right leg first, hold 3 to 5 minutes, and then bring your left leg forward for 3 to 5 minutes. And of course, you can adjust that time. If this is really intense or you're new to yin yoga, try it for 1 minute. So that is the square pose in yin yoga.